Inside Chiefs Kingdom. As Kansas City's top brass huddle behind closed doors, orchestrating their next strategic maneuver in the high-stakes chessboard of Dynasty construction, every miscalculation looms large. From the blown coverages that haunted last season's finale to collapsing pockets, endangering Patrick Mahomes, the message is clear. Perfection is elusive in the NFL. Across the league, as dominoes tumble, retirements triggering ripple effects, franchise tags securing foundational pieces, and mock drafts hinting at future stars, the Chiefs find themselves at a pivotal juncture. Will their offseason moves erect an impenetrable fortress, or will hidden vulnerabilities once again derail their Super Bowl pursuit? Let's explore the pivotal decisions that could propel the Chiefs back to championship glory. But first, just a quick favor. If you find value in our content, hit that like button. It's a small gesture that fuels our momentum. Appreciate you all. Kansas City's defensive overhaul. The Chiefs entered the 2024 campaign with sky-high expectations, only to watch their secondary get routinely dissected in coverage. In response, the front office acted decisively this offseason to reinforce the cornerback core. They first acquired former Tennessee Titans standout Christian Fulton, renowned for his tight man coverage and physical edge. Then came a draft day investment in Noel Williams, a refined prospect from the University of California, known for his fluid footwork and dependable tackling. Finally, veteran depth was added with Robert Rochelle, intended to provide a steadying presence at the back end. Yet, in an unexpected twist, Rochelle didn't even survive the opening stretch of OTAs before the Chiefs released him. At just 27 years old, the seasoned journeyman found himself abruptly back on the open market, an unanticipated turn that may paradoxically spark fresh opportunity. That opportunity may have arrived when longtime Houston Texans cornerback Ronald Darby shocked the NFL by announcing his retirement, instantly creating a void in Houston's cornerback room and their 90-man offseason roster. Enter Rochelle, whose combination of special teams savvy and limited defensive experience could position him as an appealing reinforcement for a Texans secondary in need of depth. Before his short-lived Kansas City stint, Rochelle spent 2 years with Green Bay, where he established himself as a key special teams contributor, though he never saw a defensive snap. Prior to that, he wore the horns of the Los Angeles Rams. It was during 2021 that he logged his only meaningful defensive reps, playing 32% of snaps, tallying 14 tackles, 4 pass breakups, a forced fumble, and an interception, posting a solid 60.7 coverage grade via Pro Football Focus. If the Texans decide to bring him in for OTAs and training camp, Chiefs fans can rest easy about Week 14 of the 2025 season. If Rochelle is starting opposite Kansas City, it's likely due to injuries ravaging Houston's top corners. But still, Darby's departure has already added intrigue and anticipation to the upcoming Chiefs-Texans clash. Protecting Mahomes, mission renewed. Safeguarding. Patrick Mahomes has long been Kansas City's top priority, and no area of need screamed louder this offseason than shoring up the offensive line. After a grueling 2024 that saw Mahomes endure the most sacks of his career and culminated in a Super Bowl loss, the Chiefs moved with urgency. Rather than risk losing a keystone player, Kansas City placed the franchise tag on Trey Smith, their elite interior lineman. Smith, who didn't allow a single sack last season and earned his first Pro Bowl nod, will command $23.4 million under the tag, making him the 4th highest paid player on the roster. That investment underscores just how indispensable he is to the line's chemistry and Mahomes' protection. Smith's reliability is indisputable, He logged the fourth most snaps among right guards in 2024 and has suited up for a full 17-game slate in 3 of his 4 professional seasons. Those metrics solidify his place among the NFL's elite guards and validate the Chiefs' insistence on retaining him. Now, the attention shifts to securing a long-term extension. According to Spotrac, Smith's market valuation hovers around $78.8 million over 4 years, an average of $19.7 million annually, slightly trailing this year's tag but still in the upper echelon of the position. For context, that projection slots him just below top-tier peers such as Landon Dickerson, Eagles $21 million AAV, Chris Lindstrom, Falcons $20,500,000 AAV, and Quentin Nelson, Colts $20 million AAV. With a wave of ascending talent and complementary pieces due for contract negotiations in the near future, Kansas City must now navigate the delicate balancing act of cap management, roster continuity, and long-term success. Strategic precision required in Chiefs Dynasty. Blueprint Kansas City's front office knows the road to sustained dominance is paved not just with bold moves, but with calculated precision. Locking in Trey Smith at a financially responsible rate could become a foundational decision in preserving the Chiefs' championship-caliber roster. Under defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, Kansas City's defense has consistently performed among the NFL's elite. Spagnuolo's aggressive gap-shooting philosophy amplifies player strengths and has produced top 10 rankings in both scoring defense and yards allowed. Yet, the Chiefs' personnel architects understand that elite performance requires perpetual talent infusion. Through both strategic contract extensions and astute draft selections. Last offseason, the organization faced a critical fork in the road: extend linebacker Nick Bolton or safety Justin Reed. Ultimately, they placed their wager on Bolton, continuing a trend of sharp personnel judgment. But the dilemma will reemerge next offseason when both players become eligible for new contracts. Meanwhile, George Karlaftis looms as the next major extension candidate. The Chiefs' defensive-centric 2025 draft class underlines their commitment to long-term stability and system continuity. Still, the most recent Super Bowl laid bare areas of concern. Philadelphia's explosive offense exploited schematic mismatches and benefited from poor field position gifted by Kansas City's own offensive struggles, leaving the defense in damage control. In a recent early 2026 mock draft, CBS Sports' Ryan Wilson projects the Chiefs doubling down on defense by selecting University of Mississippi linebacker Suntarine Perkins. Wilson applauds Perkins' potent blend of strength, explosiveness, and refined technique. Though slightly undersized, Perkins wins with his bull rush against offensive tackles, forcing re-anchors, shedding blocks with urgency, and relentlessly closing in on quarterbacks. His elite short area quickness and non-stop motor make him a nightmare for slower, oversized linemen. Perkins' 2024 stat line: 60 total tackles, 10.5 sacks, and 1 interception, marks a massive leap from his rookie year. If that upward trajectory continues, he could be a seamless fit in Spagnuolo's system, emerging as a disruptive edge force. Fortifying the front? A work in progress. Despite meaningful upgrades to the offensive front, including acquisitions like Jalen Moore, Josh Simmons, and Tremaine Antrim, the Chiefs' line remains a developing project. Last season's rotating cast up front played a pivotal role in Kansas City's Super Bowl defeat, as interior mismatches allowed the Eagles to control the trenches. While the 2025 NFL Draft addressed several key needs, free agency remains a viable pathway to reinforce the offensive line. In his article, One Remaining Free Agent, Every NFL Team Should Sign Ahead of the 2025 Season, Pro Football Network's Brandon Austin spotlighted former Arizona guard Will Hernandez as a logical fit for the Chiefs. Austin argues that after being overpowered by Philadelphia, Kansas City emerged from the offseason with a renewed mandate: inject more grit into both lines. Their offensive line ranked 12th in 2024, but following the Joe Thuney trade, the left guard position remains a glaring question mark. Hernandez, once considered a risky prospect, has steadily rebuilt his resume. Though his 2024 campaign was cut short after 5 games, he allowed 0 sacks and posted a modest 5.1% pressure rate. Known for his reliability and pass protection, Hernandez would bring both veteran stability and valuable depth. However, concerns linger. A lingering knee injury and Arizona's willingness to part ways raise red flags. Any potential signing will hinge entirely on Kansas City's medical staff, confirming he's trending toward full recovery. Sound off, Chiefs Kingdom. Which move has you most fired up about Kansas City's next title run? Do you believe Robert Rochelle will land on his feet and make an impact elsewhere? Is Trey Smith's projected extension a bargain, or should the Chiefs be more aggressive long-term? Would Will Hernandez solidify the trenches, or does the draft remain the smarter route? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We can't wait to hear your takes and keep the conversation rolling. And if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay plugged in with everything Chiefs related. Join the conversation. Join the family. Let's build something legendary together. Catch you next time, Chiefs Kingdom. With Bolton commanding the middle, the Chiefs defense is a wall of steel, and that's the missing piece to a complete dynasty. Pair that with Mahomes and the offensive firepower. Let's be real. Nobody's stopping Kansas City this year. Not with Nick Bolton leading this defense. The Lombardi is coming home again. Get ready. The Chiefs aren't just trying to win, they're coming to dominate. And Nick Bolton is the heartbeat of that mission. Paired with Patrick Mahomes, Rice has become the ultimate weapon in Andy Reid's arsenal. A dynamic, fearless playmaker who can stretch the field, dominate after the catch, and leave defenders frozen in his wake. Whether it's third down, red zone, or a last-minute drive, Rice delivers. And if he continues at this level, there's only one outcome for the Chiefs this season: another Super Bowl championship. Chiefs Kingdom, get ready. Rashee Rice is exploding onto the scene and the league can't stop him. This isn't hype. This is a warning. Kansas City is coming for it all in 2025, and Rashee might just be the secret weapon that gets them there. Y'all know I've been tracking this Kansas City Chiefs organization like a hawk. And let me tell you, what we're witnessing with this offensive line overhaul is absolutely electrifying. This isn't just your average offseason shuffle. This is Brett Veach and Andy Reid executing a bold, no-nonsense blueprint to fix what we all saw break down in the Super Bowl. I've been around this league long enough to recognize when a front office means business. And make no mistake, the Chiefs are locked in. They watched that Super Bowl performance, saw their offensive line falter when it mattered most, and said, never again. That's the mindset of a dynasty. That's why Kansas City remains the gold standard of the NFL. Let's unpack what's really happening here. The Chiefs knew, without a doubt, that their offensive line was the Achilles heel. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in football, was scrambling for his life, trying to conjure miracles behind a line that simply wasn't holding up. You can't pursue titles with your generational quarterback playing survival football. So what does Brett Veach do? He goes out and secures Jalon Moore, a proven battle-tested veteran with the experience and grit to protect the franchise. This wasn't desperation. It was strategic, calculated, and smart. Moore brings a veteran presence, leadership, and that "I've been here before" edge you need up front. But Veach didn't stop there. He doubled down and used a first-round pick on Josh Simmons. That move right there, that's a declaration. This is our foundation. This is where we win or lose. Simmons has the tools, The size, the athleticism, the refined technique, to become something special. And better yet, he's stepping into a locker room with seasoned vets, elite coaching, and a quarterback who elevates everyone around him. Now here's where it gets tactical. Kingsley Suamataia sliding from left tackle to left guard? That's not a demotion. That's chess, not checkers. Andy Reid and his staff are asking the real questions. How do we maximize each player's potential? If Suamataia thrives at guard, that's where he'll dominate. Forget draft status. This is about results. Yes, losing Joe Thuney stings. He was a rock, consistent, durable, and respected, but elite franchises adapt. They don't crumble. And that's what we're seeing. Mahomes, he gets it. He's not whining about roster turnover. He's embracing it. He's leading, talking about rep, position shift, and the grind of building chemistry. It takes reps, he said. Coach Heck's rotating guys around, JT's back, and we've got flexibility across the board. That's leadership. That's why Mahomes is different. Let's give flowers to Coach Andy Heck, too. The man is an O-line guru. He's building versatility into this unit, and come injury time, because that's inevitable, this cross-training will be priceless. And don't overlook Jawan Taylor's return. That's a massive boost for stability and continuity. Having a veteran anchor at right tackle gives this line a foundation to grow from. Sometimes the most powerful move isn't signing a superstar. It's getting your core guys healthy, locked in, and ready to ball. But let's keep it real. OTAs and minicamp, that's just the appetizer. When the real bullets start flying in the fall, that's when we'll see the fruit of these moves. And trust me, Chiefs Kingdom, this offensive line isn't just being rebuilt, it's being reborn. Y'all already know the grind doesn't stop, and neither does the scrutiny. What's unfolding with Kansas City's offensive line transformation isn't just compelling, it's championship-level strategy in motion. Thank you guys, see you next video.